What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Just filing in, and we're finna get ready to get started in just a moment. Had to make sure I put in some things and make sure I spread the word. So let's get ready and let's get this thing going. We gonna kind of go off the top of the dome a little bit, but we're gonna have a good time and we're gonna have a great show. Let's hit it.
Let's get Titans up. Titans up. I've been scoping from the sideline, waiting for the right time to send the freshest team to scrimmage. So I'm busting y'all. Welcome to Nashville. We got this here. Don't worry about it. We got this here. We just said it's over. Out your loud kid. Don't worry about it. See, we got this here. It's a brand new dance and it's about to go live. Tighten up. Nashville, rep the 615. Push your Titan two step, step, step to the right. Then you Titan two step, step, step to the left. Blue jerseys everywhere. Game crazy, yeah, we got it all. Sticking out our chest, people on it like it's King Kong. Count that. It's about to get her up. Here come the train, y'all. Tennessee, tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Sticking out my chest. You know it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest. You know it like it's King Kong. Tighten two step, step, step to the right. Then get tighten two step, step, step to the left. Sticking out my chest. You know it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest. You know it like it's King Kong. Third down, come on now, we about to shut.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday? Welcome into a brand new edition of Titans and Truth. I'm your man, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we're going to have a very good show for you tonight. I see Chris Frazier. What's up, man? C Dub, what's going on with you? AZ Mix, Shallon, fantastic. What's up, y'all? Owen Baldridge, what's going on? As many of you start to kind of come on in here. Welcome into the show. It's going to be jam packed, and we got a lot to get to, a lot to talk about with everything that's going on in the NFL and with the Tennessee Titans. And before we do get anything started with the show, I got to open up and talk a little bit about what has happened in the last 48 to 72 hours. As most of you already know now, and some of you probably saw my live video yesterday, a devastating tornado started off as a F2, ended up as a F3, ended up going through nearly, I want to say 4 counties, it might have been 5, and it went through Davidson County, through the city of Nashville, leaving nothing but destruction behind. With that, and went all the way up into Putnam County, up there past Cookville, where they really got a lot of damage and everything going on. Unfortunately, there is a death toll. Unfortunately, there are at least 25 dead, and there are over 40,000. I want to say, at least right now, from what I remember, over 40,000 Nashvillians or citizens without power. Right now, a lot of people misplaced, their homes destroyed, apartments destroyed, and things like that. Just a absolutely devastating catastrophe that happened late Monday night into early Tuesday morning when this storm hit. It really hit me in the heart because even though I was born and raised here in Memphis, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee is my home. Nashville has always been home for me and for my wife, Ashley. And just, I woke up to the news. I was listening to ESPN 1025 The Game as I was heading to work, and I just hear about this devastation that happened in Nashville, in my home city, and it messed me up. Uh, it it did something to me, and just hearing that, seeing the pictures all over Facebook and all over social media, I it nearly brought me down to tears, really, to see that and to see so many families displaced, so many families affected, 25 families, losing loved ones in this just tragic event that happened. And I just my heart goes out to my city, to Nashville. I've seen it all over. Hashtag pray for Nashville. Hashtag Nashville strong. Hashtag I believe in Nashville. Because one thing about Nashville is we're resilient. You know, we're gonna rebuild. Nashville's gonna be more beautiful and stronger than ever. And you know, Nashville's gonna be back. No doubt about it, and gonna be back sooner than you think. The only problem is just the families that lost loved ones. Those cannot be replaced. And that just affected me very much so. But fear not, we are all in this together. All of Titan Nation, all the Titans in Truth Nation is with you, Nashville. That's my home. I got a lot of friends. I have extended family there. Um, you know, I love that city. I love that city. And you know, I spent pretty much the entire day checking up on my Nashville family, making sure everybody's okay, that everybody's accounted for. Everybody that I've checked on is accounted for, alive and well, which is a blessing in and of itself. I mean, just everything ran through Putnam and Benton County and Davidson County, the Germantown area, East Nashville, North Nashville got hit very hard. There were places I, knew about that's not there anymore. And the Nashville Predators have been, I mean, awesome. They opened up Bridgestone Arena to families that were displaced, and fed them with food. There were a lot of shelters that were opening, hotels, Airbnbs were doing like some free stays for families that were displaced. And also, just hearing it today, Amy Adams Strunk coming out, the Tennessee Titans are donating $1 million to relief efforts. The NFL Foundation is throwing in another $250,000. I know the Predators are doing something. I believe Nashville SC is also going to be doing something as well. And I'll also want to give a shout out to my fraternity brothers of the greatest fraternity in the world, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. They were out today. I know a couple of brothers were grilling food to give out to those misplaced. They were accepting donations of toiletries and water, and they just need more like toiletries and batteries and flashlights and things like that. And also, if I was told this by by the president of the Nashville chapter, Eta Beta Sigma, my home chapter, brother president Dr. Emmanuel Rose. Shout out to my brothers of Eta Beta Sigma chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. You could go to the chapter cash app, which is $ Nashville Sigmas. Again, that is $ Nashville Sigmas. That is our chapter. That is the chapter cash app, and you can donate to the efforts. You could donate, and that money that they're collecting is going to efforts to get more toiletries and more flashlights, more batteries. I know they said they had a whole lot of bottled water and everything, but that can help towards that, towards blankets, towards helping with food. I know there are, if you're in the Nashville area, want to help, I know Hands On Nashville is definitely doing something. And I'm just gonna bring this up because the brothers, I told them that I would do that for them because that's my family. That's my family. If I could do anything to help from here, I will. They're gonna be at Lee Chapel off of DB Todd. That's 1200 Dr. DB Dodd Jr. Boulevard in Nashville. They were out there today. They're going to be back out there tomorrow, collecting donations and everything and helping to give out to displaced victims. And hashtag Nashville Strong. So definitely, if you can help, if you're in the city of Nashville and you're safe, if you can help in any way, please definitely do that. This is not a time to go out and try to sightsee because you're only impeding the help. But if you're going to go there to help because they really need it. And of course, if you're outside of the Nashville community and you're listening to these airways right now, go to the Nashville Sigma's Cash App. You could donate to the cause. You could donate. They're going to be any money that goes through there. That is exactly where it's going. It's going to the relief efforts. It is going to that because they are out there in the community. I'm going to be posting pictures, not only on the TNT Enforcers page of what they've been doing. I'm also going to be posting it to my personal page on Instagram, Twitter. So you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So that's going to be out there. So definitely shout out to my brothers and to everybody who has been out there helping, because I know there are others who are doing the same thing. I know Taylor Lewan is doing something for, I believe they're doing shirts. I think it's off of a Barstool's website. You can go to Taylor Lewan's Twitter and you can see that. I think the shirt says, I believe in Nashville. Proceeds are going to go to the victims and everything with that. So definitely go support. If you're in the area, can help, please do that because they need it. They definitely need it right now. And I mean, relief efforts will not go unnoticed. I want to help with that in my way. I'm going to be putting in a donation to the cause myself. So I'm going to be, even though I am here and not back with my brothers in Nashville, I will be involved. I'm going to be talking about this in the coming weeks. So shout outs to them and shout out to everybody who's helped. And to Nashville, I'm with you. Y'all my city. I'm with you. We are with you. The Newell family is with you. Titans in Truth, the TNT Enforcers, we're with you as well. I'm going to be posting that everywhere. Let's see. Owen Baldridge says, I live down in Williamson County and somehow slept through the entire thing. So many buildings got destroyed in Nashville. It sucks. Yes, it does. Joseph says the tornado damage in East Nashville looks like an aftermath of a zombie apocalypse. And I know, Joseph, I know you're out there in Goodlettsville. I'm glad you were safe, and I'm, glad that everybody who is safe. But pray for those who have lost loved ones, who are displaced. Definitely try to help in any way that you possibly can. Okay. But with that being said, with all the bad that's went on, there is a lot of good. And let's be positive and let's talk some positive football. Let's talk some football for a little while. And first things first is some of the top stories from the last couple of days. And that being this talk about Golden Boy, the infamous Thomas Brady possibly coming to the Tennessee Titans. Now, most of y'all heard me last week shoot this down. Like, I don't think it's going to happen. They should stick with Tannehill. But this talk just won't die. It just won't die. This talk is still going on. And, I mean, it's not just that it's going on. It's picking up some traction. Like, this is not just a smoke screen, because you know what they say, where there's smoke, there is fire. And right now, it just seems like it's heating up. It's heating up. And it is it is definitely getting hot. And this story just won't go away. It's like everybody in the national media is talking about it. And I mean, it's not going away. I just wish it would, because I just think that Ryan Tannehill is the best option for the Tennessee Titans going forward. And I just think don't met. It's the old saying: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You ain't gotta fix something that isn't broken. And and I mean, I just feel like, this talk is it just won't stop. It's never ending. And to make matters worse, there is a report, and again, y'all know how I feel about reports. I don't really have much validity on this because it's coming from somebody I'm not familiar with. Um, I'm just writing something, and it's something I'm not really familiar with. Um, the thing is that ESPN's Matthew Berry, excuse me. I don't really know who he is, but he comes out and says that a Titans insider says that the Titans are going to use the franchise tag on Derrick Henry, and they're going to let Ryan Tannehill test the market. Now, again, y'all know my policy when it comes to reports like this. If it isn't coming from Adam Schefter, if it isn't coming from Ian Rappaport, if it isn't coming from like a Chris Mortensen and things like that, I don't really put much stock into it. I don't put much validity into it. I shoot it down. I don't believe it because, again, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, this is lying season. This is where the most lies are being told. Anybody will put something out to try to get a story, to try to get a rise out of the team that they're talking about. Now, saying that, as much as I don't believe this report, if in fact this is true, and that is a very big if, the Tennessee Titans are taking a major risk, a major gamble, possibly going after Tom Brady. And I hate saying that name. I just cannot fathom seeing Golden Boy in two-tone blue. I just can't see it happening. It goes against everything that I believe in. It goes against my moral compass. That's me. It goes against everything I stand for. And the fact of the matter is this. The Tennessee Titans, if this report is true, which I don't think it is, the Tennessee Titans could be putting themselves up for an unmitigated disaster. And this is why. If they do the smart thing, go ahead, lock up Tannehill. Lock up Tannehill now. That way you don't even have to worry about this. You got your quarterback locked in. But of course, everybody's going to say, well, you only had 13 games with the Titans, and he's injury prone, and he's going to regress. And that may very well be true. But at the same time, I don't think Tannehill is going to regress that significantly bad. Now, Tannehill is not going to put up the same numbers or the same stats he did this past season, but I still think that Tannehill will put up reasonable enough stats and numbers. Now, the problem that comes with Tannehill, and I think it all started when Tannehill got new representation. That is an issue because they're going to want top dollar. And J-Rob basically is like, I got to start all over again. All the progress that was made with his previous agent, that's out the window. They got to start all over again. And if you're deciding to let Tannehill go out, test the market, and see what he's worth, that price is only going to go up. Right now, you probably could get Tannehill at about 25, maybe 27 and a half. You let him go test the market, you're probably going north of 30. And I just don't think I'm ready to go north of 30 for Ryan Tannehill. But I want Tannehill back. But this is a risk. Because if you go after, think about this, and this could go two ways. Three ways. A, you go ahead and sign Tannehill, shut this whole Brady crap down, and you're done. And then you take care of Derrick Henry, and then you may be able to franchise Jack Conklin, and then you keep that going. That's one. Number two is that you just happen to sign Tom Brady, which I pray to God that doesn't happen. You get Tom Brady just like you said you would, and he's the guy. And you probably end up drafting a quarterback high to sit for the next couple of years until he retires. Or three, the worst case scenario, you lose out on both. Brady goes back to New England, used you to get a better deal, goes back to New England. Then you try to come back to Tannehill, and Tannehill like, y'all just went after Tom Brady. Now you coming back for the sloppy seconds? No, thank you. I'll just take my tail to the Raiders or to the Chargers or some other team that actually wants me. And then you're stuck with nobody. You are back to square one, and everything that you built, as Stephen A. Smith would say, all of everything that I dreamed of and everything that we've worked for has been reduced to rubble because the Tennessee Titans had to screw it all up and didn't sign Derrick Henry and Tannehill like they should have a long time ago. Which also gets me to the point that if J-Rob doesn't get this done, I have to put blame on him. And I know he has this policy of not doing contract extensions during the season. I'd be like, nah, this should have been done mid-season. You should have been locked these two guys up before the season ended. And then we wouldn't even be having this conversation. That's just me. So it can go one of three ways. Tannehill stays, you get Brady, or you get neither. And some report came out, and I was looking at TITANS.com. Tom Brady ain't coming here without Derrick Henry. So Derrick Henry better get re-signed because he is the engine that makes everything go. If you don't have Derrick Henry, you ain't getting Brady. And you might not keep Tannehill. So it is what it is on that. So Titans better get it right. And I'm going to read some comments now. Derek Roberts says, Vrabel was FaceTiming Brady. I saw that, and I just, I know some people are going to make a mountain out of a mole on that. We don't know what was said in that conversation. It was probably just some guys goofing around, talking about basketball, just goofing around, talking, regular conversation. Vrabel and Brady are friends. There's no way that Vrabel is putting out a contract to Brady. Now, maybe talking as friends, Brady probably mentioned, you know what? I might be considering coming there. I don't know if that's what happened. Do not quote me on that. But I'm just saying, they're friends. They're just talking. They're boys. They're doing what boys do. And let's see. Gino P said we're either going to have the guy that took us to the AFC champion or the GOAT. Again, Gino, that's true. You could be getting one or the other. We could be getting one or the other. or we very well could be getting neither. We could strike out, and that can very well happen with this risk. CW says, I've done the numbers on the Titans cap room, 50 million, 50 and a half right now, added 10 million for the New Year cap raise, 60 million, cut Wake, Lewis, Walker, suck up 78.4. That could be true, and that could be very big. Let's see, do the numbers, 30 for the quarterback, 15 and a half for Derrick Henry, 20 million for Clowney, because Clowney, the Titans are in on Clowney right now for what I'm hearing. The Titans are a suitor for Jadeveon Clowney. And again, we do have that connection. We have Vrabel. And Clowney had one of his best years under Vrabel as defensive coordinator. And he says out of that, you still have 13 to 15 million left. Now, that's true. However, you still got some other guys you got to take care of. If Jack Conklin walks, you better sign Dennis Kelly back. If Logan Ryan goes, you may need to find a serviceable corner. That ain't going to be cheap, or you're going to go in the draft. You're going to have to do that. Or if you decide to bring in a veteran backup quarterback with Tannehill or Brady, you may have to do that too, which I don't think they will. I think they'll draft a quarterback. But there's work to be done. Definitely. Joseph says, I don't buy into Tom Brady coming into Nashville. Tannehill's pretty much our guy. Owen says, I want Tannehill most, but if we can't get him, I want Bridgewater. Bridgewater's going to command a lot of money. Tampa Bay's probably going to look at him. The Chargers are going to look at him. I haven't really heard the Titans anywhere near Bridgewater. CW says, I don't think Conklin and Ryan are coming back. Right now, the way I'm looking at it, Conklin is as good as gone. I really do. I think Conklin is gone unless he gets franchised. And CW says, interesting name to keep an eye on is Daquan Jones with the cuts. $7 million. That is true. There have been some on Titan Size, Titan Wire. I've been looking at that. There have been some interesting stories as far as possible extra cuts and restructuring. Daquan Jones, if you cut him, you could save almost $6-7 million if you cut him. Jarrell Casey, as much as I love Jarrell, and I love Jarrell Casey, but I think he could get restructured. I think that's where they would go if they did. They would restructure his deal. But if you cut him straight out, you're saving almost $10 million. But if you cut him next year, you could save even more. You could save almost $12 million cutting him next year. Also, Malcolm Butler, you could restructure him and save some money, and then you'll be well over $80 million in cap space. That's enough to go after Tannehill or Brady, enough to get Derrick Henry, enough to get Clowney, and you still got plenty of money left. So we're going to have to see how this happens. CW said, I would love to see Clowney, Landry, Evans, Simmons. Again, Clowney, Landry, Simmons, Casey, that's a scary front four. That's scary. So, yeah, we're going to definitely be looking at that. Now it's time to get to, and those are some of the top stories that I saw on social media so far. If y'all notice anything else that maybe I forgot, definitely hit me up, send a comment, and we can definitely talk about it. But it is time for Pick My Brain. Pick My Brain. Y'all can ask me some questions. I think I got a couple of questions on the page, and I will definitely answer that. So if y'all got some questions, hit me up right here, and I will answer them as best as I can. Of course, Tyler up in Michigan has a boatload of questions for me, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can, as quickly as I can. He says, hey, first, my thoughts and prayers with everyone in Tennessee affected by the tornadoes. The T-shirt, 1% of the money is going To those hurt by the storm, which I did mention that. He said he's ordering one. He says, okay, is it just me or does it feel like something big is going to happen? I mean, we have signed a couple of depth players, but no major players. Tannehill, Henry, Conklin, Ryan. So I guess my question is, what are we waiting on? Henry wants to be back. Henry wants to be back as the day is long. Logan Ryan would like to be, but I'm not buying Tannehill and Conklin want to be back. He basically said, do you believe Ryan Tannehill wants to be a Titan or wants to be paid top dollar? And to that I say, Tannehill wants to be a Titan, but he wants to get paid a nice amount for his efforts. I'm not saying that he will want top dollar. I mean, his agent probably will, but I think Tannehill wants to be a Titan. He's reiterated that time and time again. There was an article that's showing up on NFL Network. Tannehill wants to remain a Titan. Derrick Henry wants Tannehill to remain a Titan. Rashaan Evans wants Derrick Henry re-signed. So obviously, this team wants to stay together. And I want that to happen too. Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You ain't got to do all of that. Let's see. Because he also was saying, one season isn't worth breaking the bank. Brady maybe has 2 more years. Left. He said early in the season we would draft a quarterback. If we did get Brady, do you think J-Rob will pull the trigger early in the draft or in the middle? I'm going to say, look, Titans are going to draft a quarterback anyway. And I think a quarterback is going to be drafted within the first 5 rounds, probably within the first 3 rounds. I said earlier in the season that Jake Fromm would be perfect for this system. I'm not thinking that now. I really want Jalen Hurts on this team. I think Jalen Hurts would be terrific in this class. I really do. Jordan Love, I think is going to end up in the first. Is going to end up going way before us. I had Jalen Hurts as my number 1 quarterback. I'm talking about realistically who we can get. Jacob Eason 2, Jordan Love 3, Jake Fromm 4. Obviously, Burrow, Tua, Herbert are all going to be gone, probably in the top 15 picks, if not top 10. Jordan Love looks like he's going in the top 20. He's going to be gone too. Jacob Eason may sneak into the first round, which if that starts to happen, Jalen Hurts is going to go a lot earlier than what I think in the 3rd round. He might be gone somewhere in the 2nd round. So I think the trigger is going to get pulled early on a quarterback, no matter who we have under center. Let's see. Number 5, is there anyone in the draft, especially after the combine, you think J-Rob is in love with enough to move up for? What position you think it might be? I will talk about that more in my combine talk. So I would definitely talk more about that. He also mentioned, he's a little worried with Dean Pease's retirement. We don't have a straight-up defensive coordinator. Do you think the defense might lose some of its identity? I think the players will not lose that identity. I think Jim Haslett and Mike Vrabel are the de facto defensive coordinators. They have a lot of experience. Haslett has a lot of experience. So I think it may take a small step back. I just don't think it's going to take a huge one. Let's see. He says, I think Conklin's going where the money is. Dennis Kelly could fill his spot. Let's see. He's just basically getting the vibe on that. I think Conklin is gone. Kelly has to come back. Do you like these clowning rumors? I believe he wants top dollar, but I know Coach Vrabel worked with him and when he was with the Texans. He just doesn't scream for the boys to me. We need a pass rush, but do we go for Clowney when we got multiple positions to take care of? This is what I think with Clowney. Yes, Clowney's production was not great last year with Seattle, but he impacted the game. And when Vrabel was defensive coordinator and linebackers coach, Clowney was doing very well. Now, Clowney has to stay healthy. That's one. But I think if he can stay healthy, he's going to be worth it. Because right now in the draft, there's not, where we're picking at 29, there's no pass rusher screaming impact player. As far as an edge rusher, I want a guy that impacts every single game with something. And right now, those pass rushers are going to be long gone. Chase Young is going in the top 2. Isaiah Simmons is going to be gone. Derek Brown, the big defensive tackle, is going to be gone. Kevlon Chason is going to be gone. Maybe an AJ Espinoza could be there. Yatir Gross-Matos is probably going to be there, but I don't know if neither one of those guys scream domination. And then, of course, there's a little bit of a drop-off after that. You know, you have your Curtis Weavers, your Julian Aquaras. You got your Bradley Anai, maybe a Josh Uche from Michigan. But it then really starts to drop off after that. As in, you might want to get a pass rusher in the first couple of rounds if you're drafted a pass rusher. Right now, I think it's best to go get a veteran pass rusher instead of going to a rookie, because the rookie is unknown. With Clowney, we know what he can do. We definitely know what he can do. He says, who can you see us going after for right tackle? If Jack Conklin is gone, Dennis Kelly is automatically coming back, and the Titans are going to draft a tackle high. They're definitely going to draft a tackle high because I think a good tackle will be sitting at 29 for us, whether it be an Austin Jackson or a Josh Jones or anything like that. And there's a couple of guys that I can mention that's definitely looking up. He says if Logan Ryan's gone, we're going to be weak at corner. Butler getting burned by the speedsters and Lisa Dory. Yes, corner is going to become a big issue. And like I said, the Titans met with quite a few corners at the combine, and they met with a lot of players. So they're definitely looking at that without a shadow of a doubt on that. And the website for the T-shirts is www.store.barstoolsports.com/product/Nashville-strong-T. That is for Taylor Wan, who's doing the shirts, I believe, in Nashville. Okay. Titan Upload is in. What's up, Titan Upload? How you doing? Said we got like 18 free agents. Who do you think they sign first? The wait is killing me. He thinks go all in for Byron Jones from Dallas, who is a pretty good corner. I would definitely say that. As far as the free agents, I think Dennis Kelly will be back. I think Kamale Correa could come back after the first wave of free agents goes through. If Wesley Woodyard can be brought back at a minimum, maybe. If not, I can see us moving on from him. There's a lot of free agents that I'm just, wow. I'm trying to think. Deion Lewis, I know is going to get cut. Tajay, I don't know if we bring him back. Maybe we do. If not, I think that's where we could draft a receiver. And there's a lot of, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. We need speed, 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 more speed. I have said that many times, and I just think we got to get faster at receiver to go along with Brown Davis and Adam Humphries. And honestly enough, I would really like for us to go after like an Amari Cooper. And if we did that, then I would trade Davis. As much as I like Corey Davis, and I know there are some people, a la my friend Jared Stillman, who thinks that Corey Davis sucks, which, let's be real, Jared, I love you, homie, but you've been hating on Corey Davis from the second he got drafted. And I know the number 5 pick has a lot to do with it. And Has he lived up to expectations as the number 5 pick? Absolutely not. But he has done some good. But if you can get Amari Cooper instead, wouldn't mind. Wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt at all. Let me see. I'm going to read a couple of other comments and questions. CW said Clowney didn't have much around him on the D-line and linebackers with the Hawks. Pass rush threat-wise, Wagner is a great middle linebacker, but he was all they had. CW says he would excel barring injury. Let's see. Joseph said, what is the chance of the Nashville Predators getting to the playoffs? Who would you like to play in the first round? I don't know, honestly, because the way the Predators are playing, I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs. And if they do, they will get bounced in the first round by whoever they play. So I don't know. I haven't really looked at the standings. So I'll get back to you on that, Joseph. Wouldn't it be surprising if the Titans draft a rookie quarterback in the first round they really like and start in week 1? Save $30 million contract to re-sign Conklin, Henry Ryan, and sign Clowney. Yeah, that would be surprising. That would shock me. And the only way that happens is if they can't re-sign Tannehill or Brady. And to do that, they're going to have to trade up. And J-Rob, they don't really have a lot of assets to work with right now as we speak. So, I mean, that would be a big gamble. You're going to have to trade up into the upper teens to even have a shot at maybe a Jordan Love or Justin Herbert. And right now, I don't know if I'm giving up assets for Justin Herbert or Jordan Love. Now, if it's for Joe Burrow, maybe even a healthy Tua, yeah, I'll do it. But I don't know if I'm doing that for Justin Herbert or Jordan Love. Love is good, but I don't know if I'm trading up for that. Let's see. CW said Robbie Anderson would be great. I don't know if we can fit him in cap-wise. Now, CW, I know you've mentioned that before. I don't know if Robbie Anderson would actually move the needle here. I don't really know. I mean, he's fast, he's good, but he was on a mediocre Jets team. Would he really be that much of a factor? I don't know. I would draft speed in the draft. Tight Up Low says, I heard Cooper may be the first $100 million receiver. Cooper's good. And I am flabbergasted Dallas hadn't re-signed him or Dak already. But Dallas is going to regret it if Amari Cooper is gone. I do believe that. Owen says, I trade Corey Davis for John Ross and a third. John Ross has done absolutely nothing. And you're probably not getting a third along with John Ross. Honestly, for Corey Davis, I would ask for a lot more than that. If you're giving me John Ross, I want John Ross and a second. Possibly. A second or even a first. I would be asking for a whole hell of a lot more than that. I would be at least asking for a second for that, for Corey Davis. I would, I am asking high for Corey Davis. That's just me. So that's just some of the questions that I've got. I'm trying to see if I've gotten any other questions. Let's see. I know there was another thing that I shared out. Give me a moment. I think it was on my page, but I know Black Tie Moving was doing something. I know. I want to say it was K True that might have put it out. I'm trying to see. Okay. Jason Glover wanted me to share that. And somebody put out, he says, if you know someone who has been affected by the tornado and needs help moving their personal belongings out of a home that has been destroyed, call 615-900-2641, as we'll be deploying our Black Tie Moving Nashville fleet of trucks and crews to help these families free of charge. Please share and let me know who and how I can help. So Black Tie Moving is helping people move out of their destroyed homes and everything, and they're doing it free of charge. So if you know somebody that needs help moving their stuff, maybe into a hotel or to a new home or to storage or something like that, definitely get with Black Tie Moving. So I wanted to make sure I shared that out. Let's see. Derek Robinson says Cooper's not worth $100 million though. Free agency is ridiculous. CW says Target, Clowney, Fowler, Judon. Ty Double says Judon is going to get tagged, which I agree. I don't think the Ravens are going to let him walk. Owen says if we can only sign one, who do you choose? Logan Ryan or Jack Conklin? That's easy. I choose Jack Conklin. Offensive line is very, very difficult for chemistry. You have got to play together for a good amount of time to develop that chemistry. It takes years for an offensive line to build chemistry. And that's why I said if Jack Conklin leaves, Dennis Kelly is essential because Dennis Kelly can get in there and the offensive line really doesn't lose a step. But if you end up having to draft an offensive lineman in the first round, then that whole right side has to grow together, and that could be problematic. Not saying that a guy like an Austin Jackson or Josh Jones can't be great right off the bat, but I'm just saying with Nate Davis at right guard, even though he improved as the year went on, that could be a bit problematic. I'm just saying. So that's what I'm thinking. Ty Double says prayer for Nashville. Still cannot believe it. So sad. I heard a couple married 58 years died side by side. Yeah, that's just awful. That is awful to hear. And I hate to hear stuff like that going on. Absolutely. I know I'm talking everybody's heads off, but thank y'all for your questions. Thank y'all for everything. And we're going to keep going into the combine talk. I'm going to quickly talk about that as well as what I saw, what I liked and what I didn't like. What I liked and who the Titans might have spoken to, and then some mock drafts. There's a look around some mock drafts and who the Titans could be looking at. I did get a chance to watch some of the combine. I didn't get to watch all of it as much as I wanted to, but I did watch like some 40-yard dashes. And, the wide receivers definitely impressed. I liked what I saw out of – first, I'm going to start with the quarterbacks. I'll start with the quarterbacks first. Jalen Hurts, I was extremely impressed with. I really liked how he threw the football. I thought he did a pretty good job throwing the football. I really liked Jalen Hurts a whole lot. I think Jacob Eason, he did pretty well throwing the ball. He might have been off on a couple of throws, but all in all, I think Jacob Eason did pretty nice. Jake Fromm, I wasn't really that impressed with, honestly. And Jordan Love, I didn't really get to watch a lot of Jordan Love. I got to watch a little bit of him and everything, but I know Jordan Love was one of the darlings of the combine, and also Justin Herbert as well. Running back wise, my goodness. DeAndre Swift, all the running backs did pretty well. DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins did not participate. I believe it was due to injury or something like that. Keyshawn Vaughn was somebody the Titans have talked to. Antonio Gibson in Memphis looked fantastic. And I think there was I want to say it was a running back out of, I want to say it was Temple. I might be mistaken. I think his last name is Calais. Man, he can run. Ran a 4.39. And those were like the tops for running backs. But all the running backs definitely looked good. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I liked him a lot. Cam Akers from Florida State. And there's more that I'm going to mention with who the Titans have talked to. Wide receiver Henry Ruggs, 4.28, fast, lightning fast at that. Um, Jalen Rager, I was a bit disappointed in. I thought he would run faster than he did at 4.51. I didn't really get to watch a lot of the drills. I'll probably have some of that going maybe next week or when I talk about specific groups from what I saw with that. Brandon Ayuk is a dark horse who looked pretty decent as well. And but I did like some of the 40s from the receivers. A guy to keep your eye on pass rusher wise is Alex Highsmith from Charlotte. He's a guy that TD is high on, and he definitely looked good going through drills and things like that. Your tier gross models, I saw him in drills. He was decent. AJ Espinoza kind of disappointed me on the 40 and things like that. Bradley and I looked pretty good as well. I think he looks like a guy with some power to him. I did like Bradley and I. I'm have to go back and watch some film on him and things like that. Corners. Corners, I really didn't get to watch a lot of the corners. I know for a fact that the Titans have met with UCLA corner Darnay Holmes, TCU cornerback Jeff Gladney, who could go in the first round, Louisiana Tech corner Amik Robertson, Pittsburgh corner Dane Jackson, Georgia Southern corner Kendall Vildor, and also met with LSU corner Christian Fulton as well. So I know for a fact the Titans met with them. That came from Teron Davenport, of course, from ESPN. And last but not least, the offensive lineman definitely did well. I mean, Mekhi Becton running a 5.1 at 360 pounds was impressive. I was looking at a little bit of Jack Driscoll from Auburn. Was impressive. Could be maybe a day 2 or day 3 pick. This was a name that I saw in a report. I think it was on Titans Wire. A name you might want to watch out for. Boise State offensive lineman Urza Cleveland. You might want to be looking for that name because he was a guy that looked pretty good at the combine, and his stock might be rising up to where he may even sneak into the first round. So that's something you might want to watch out for is that guy, Urza Cleveland. Definitely liked what I saw, but of course I will talk more about combines as I break down specific groups. But as far as who the Titans have met with, these are players that the Titans have met with. They don't have any quarterbacks listed, but I'm pretty sure they met with Jalen Hurts. I'm not 100%, but I know TD did a one-on-one with him, talking to him. But I would think the Titans did speak with Jalen Hurts. I don't know who else because it's not confirmed. This is from Titans Wire. This is who they're showing who, at least from their up-to-date, who the Titans have talked to. Running backs, they talked to a lot of running backs. Keyshawn Vaughn of Vanderbilt, Cam Akers from Florida State, Eno Benjamin from Arizona State, J.K. Dobbins, Ohio State, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, LSU, Zach Moss, Utah, DeAndre Swift, Georgia, A.J. Dillon, Boston College, Anthony McFarland, Maryland. Wide receiver, Courtney Davis, Texas A&M, is the only wide receiver, at least for now, that they've spoken to. Offensive linemen, they spoke to a lot of those. Josh Jones from Houston, Austin Jackson, tackle from USC, Lucas Niang, offensive tackle from TCU, Sadiq Charles, offensive tackle LSU, Cameron Clark, offensive tackle Charlotte, I saw a little bit of him, Matt Hennessy, guard from Temple, and John Runyon Jr., offensive lineman from Michigan, who is the son of former Oiler Titan John Runyon Sr. who talked to the Titans. Also, Bryson Hopkins, I believe, is a tight end. Um, is a tight end. He's the son, I want to say from UT Chat, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but he is the son of former offensive lineman Brad Hopkins. Um, so I know that's somebody they may be talking to as well. They didn't say anything about the pass rushers or the linebackers, but defensive backs, as I mentioned earlier, Christian Fulton from LSU, Amik Robertson from Louisiana Tech, Darnay Holmes from UCLA, Jeff Gladney from TCU, Dane Jackson from Pittsburgh, Kendall Vilder from Georgia Southern. So as of right now, from um, Mike Morat, Mike Morat, Moraitis of Titans Wire. That is the up-to-date look at players the Titans have talked to at the combine. But I'm pretty sure they've talked to more. They're just not putting it out. CW, I know you got to run. I'll holler at you. Thank you for watching. So, yeah, those are some of the players the Titans have talked to. And, of course, if you look at some mock drafts looking everywhere. I'm not going to say who's saying what. Obviously, Mel Kiper still has us picking Yatir Gross Matos. This is at 29. Todd McShay has us picking Andrew Thomas, offensive lineman from Georgia. Daniel Jeremiah, Josh Jones from Houston. From the Los Angeles Times, Sam Farner, AJ Terrell from Clemson, the corner. John Clayton says Christian Fulton from LSU. Ryan Wilson says Noah Igbenehi. I know I probably got that name wrong. Cornerback from Auburn. Bucky Brooks, NFL.com says Austin Jackson. So that's his first Austin Jackson pick, offensive lineman. Now, Aaron Wilson from Houston Chronicle has us also taking Austin Jackson. Chris Chaprazo, Zach Bond from Wisconsin, the linebacker. Kevin Hansen from Sports Illustrated, Christian Fulton. Danny Kelly from The Ringer says Jonathan Taylor, running back. Vinny Ayers says Zach Bond. Brian Fisher says Yatir Gross Matos. Nate Davis, USA Today, says Austin Jackson. So that's the third time. Walter Cherpinski from Walter Football says Yatir Gross Matos. So that's like 2 or 3 for him. Matt Miller from Bleacher Report, Jonathan Taylor. Will Brinson, DeAndre Swift. There's so many to name. I'm not going to go through all the names of that, but I see DeAndre Swift, Terrell Lewis, Yatir Gross Matos again, Christian Fulton again. One guy goes with Neville Gallimore, defensive lineman from Oklahoma. John McClain says Marlon Davidson from Auburn, an edge or defensive end. Another from the Baltimore Sun says Jonathan Taylor. Another from the Buffalo News says Josh Jones. Dan Kadar says Julian Aquara. Chicago Sun-Times says AJ Terrell. And Chad Reader says Josh Jones. So there is a plethora of places you go. You got offensive line. You got running back. You got corner. You got offensive line, you got corner, you got running back, you got pass rusher. You noted, and even one for defensive lineman. You noticed there was no receivers, no tight ends in round 1 from any of those mocks. And that's very interesting. I'm probably going to be starting to do my mock. Probably when I start doing position groups. Probably the next couple of weeks I'm going to be talking about leading up to free agency and who the Titans could be getting in free agency. So that's something that I will be definitely talking about. So y'all make sure to stay tuned for that. Make sure you stay tuned because I will be coming with the fire. Okay? But anybody let me know if I forgot to mention something as far as in the news with that. So, but that's where I would go. That's who I thought about as far as the combine and who the Titans are talking to. But now to end the show, first off, I have a dunce of the day. And this comes very interesting because this came from, I want to say, an interview that was done. I don't know if this was a press conference or I don't know if this is from a press conference or if this was a interview with the team. I'm gonna try to see if I can pull it up. I'm just trying to see if I can pull up a clip. So let me see. Give me just a second. And this is compliments of, and this is the compliments. I see this from Bartool Sports, and also with A to Z as well. I know some others have shared it. I'm going to try to see if I can pull it up. Give me just a second. Excuse the language. About yourself, what would it be?
Shit. Maybe second. Bigger dick. Okay.
Wow. Listen to this again. Listen to this again.
Shit. Maybe second. Bigger dick.
Oh my God. That is former Washington Husky offensive lineman Trey Adams. I have to give him a star and a dunce at the same time because, first of all, for the dunce part of it, I would never want to put that out. That I wished I had bigger cojones, so to speak. I'm trying to kind of keep it as not crazy as possible, but that was his answer. He said maybe some bigger cojones, a bigger, bigger piece of wood, bigger piece of equipment. That is his answer if he could change anything about himself. But now on the star side of it, I'm like, hey, he was honest, brutally honest, but perhaps a little bit too honest. Sometimes, you want to say, I want to keep it 100. I want to keep it real. But sometimes it's a bad idea to keep it too real. Sometimes you got to know when to not be brutally honest. Sometimes you got to know when to back that down a little bit, and he didn't. So he's the star and dunce of the week for that one. I would have to say that. Also, I want to give send a very special, hold on a second. I'm actually trying to do something real quick. Okay. But actually, I want to make sure that before we do get out of here, I want to send a very, very special happy birthday to my goddaughter, London Hale, to my little goddaughter. Happy birthday and everything. She is a very special little girl, very special young lady. And shout out to my boy Zach, Xavier Hill, his wife Shan, as is beautiful. Happy 7th birthday, London Hale. And also, while I'm at it, welcome to the world to my new niece, my new baby niece, Camille Simone House. My cousin Crystal and her husband, my other cousin Kevin. Of course, they got married a long time ago, right when we did. So I know they've been married just as long as we have, 9 years, and have brought into the world a beautiful, healthy baby girl, Camille Simone House. Welcome to the world. Your Uncle Chris loves you. Welcome to the family. I can't wait to meet you and to see you officially in about a month in April. So I will be there to see you personally. So happy. Welcome to the new world. Welcome in. And I'm so happy that you're here. But everybody, that is going to be my time for tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in to Titans of Truth. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer. Again, Nashville, I am with you. Y'all remember, go to $ Nashville Sigmas. You can help them in their cause to help people in Nashville. Donate to the cause there as well. So, again, I want y'all to go ahead and submit to that, help out. And just remember, as always, going into next season, I guarantee you, no other team is going to want to play us. No other team is going to want to do it. And vibes, bad vibe to that ref in the Nashville Predators game, making them lose. No one will survive. Tighten up, y'all. I'm out of here. Good night, y'all. Done to the day to that referee in that Predators game. Good night, y'all. Tighten up.